Hey y'all, it's Ben the Coin Geek at Old Pueblo Coin in Tucson, Arizona, where we have a great coin show coming up at the Casino del Sol, brought to you by the Coin Geek YouTube channel and by Stax Bowers, the Tucson Invitational Coin and Currency Expo, January 19th and 20th. Hope to see you there, 2024. And 2024, we're keeping tabs on our good friends at the U.S. Mint. I've got their product schedule lineup here to talk about, and just wax poetic about a few things. Poetic might be a strong term, but we're going to talk about a little bit of what's coming up. January 4th, the Harriet Tubman dollar, gold dollar, half dollar are all coming out. And, this is only a few days before that, and they don't have them priced yet. So there's that. But everything is to be determined. In fact, most of their products say to be determined. And a lot of their products they price based on the current gold, silver, platinum, palladium market. And so I kind of wish instead of to be determined, they would just put the equation on there of how they figure the price point, because that would be a lot better, I think, for most people to understand. The Proof Silver Eagles coming out are listed at $80. A lot of the other products are to be determined. So I guess we'll find out when they launch how much they cost. The designs on these, I think, look really nice for the most part. I'm actually excited to see both what the $5 gold piece and the $1 look like in hand. I think we're going to have to order a few of these and take a look at them up close. When it comes to the different types of things that the U.S. Mint chooses to make into a coin, there's so much history in America that you can draw on. And some of it's a little bit more esoteric. Some of it's very well known. And so they do a little bit of everything, and sometimes I think they force things, and other times you've got an item like this where it's like Harriet Tubman couldn't be, there can't be a more deserving person to be on a U.S. coin than Harriet Tubman. Pretty easy peasy stuff, right? And after that, though, the issue is trying to get a design that looks nice, and convey the importance of what she did, to convey what she did. All of that sometimes gets lost in some of these commemoratives. So commemoratives I'm very intrigued by in general, both what they choose and also what design they choose. And so we'll get to more of these down the road and see what other things they have chosen. Of course, for the U.S. Mint products that are coming out early in January, you've got the American Silver Eagles, the uncirculated edition coming to a coin shop near you. Most likely they're going to be about $30 for most places you shop at, I think. There are the places that will sell you a loss leader just to get you on their mailing list. What does that look like? Well, maybe if everyone else is selling them for $30, they will sell them for $25, and they get all of your information because you buy from them. They lose a few dollars per coin, and it doesn't matter to them. Because now they've got you on their direct contact, direct mailing list. And that's all they really care about in that transaction. All right, moving on into early springtime. We've got American Innovation dollars coming out, the Native American dollar coins coming out. Both these series are pretty interesting, and at some point when a few more coins have come out, I'll do a review on these. The Innovation series has a lot of very unique, different types of coins and designs that you just don't, I don't know. I found it to be really an interesting series. We'll do a video on that sometime, but they sell those in bags and in rolls. Same thing with the Native American dollar. So after they went from the Sacagawea dollar, they went to just the Native American dollar, where they went to, they got rid of the Liberty design on one side, they kept Sacagawea, and then they went to different Native Americans in U.S. history and their impact on America. And this series has also been very interesting to follow. There's a lot of really good designs on there, and there's actually a lot to learn. Also, we got the Rutherford B. Hayes Presidential Silver Medals. So the silver medals, they've been putting out presidential silver medals, and that series, I wish I had the mintages on some of that stuff. I'm gonna have to look that up later, but it doesn't seem like it's exactly that popular of a series. But the U.S. Mint makes a lot of things that aren't popular. Let's get to December and talk about their ornaments, please. They make ornaments. Some of you order them because they keep making them. But most of the guys that I know that are more ardent coin collectors, that's not really on their list. things to do for a coin collector or to get someone interested in coins. Some of them are fun on a Christmas tree. That's true. That's what ornaments are for, after all. But as far as like getting someone else interested in the hobby, it probably doesn't have that catch or that cachet, that you really are looking for. They're going to continue, of course, with the Women in History, U.S. Women in History Quarter Series. Once again, that's another series I will cover at some point in time. We'll look at some of the designs and topics on there. I've been waiting for them to get a few more designs out. Yeah, I'm going to wait till 2029. But I don't know. There's a whole bunch of different things going on where they've got these series of coins that they've been putting out that I don't really cover, haven't really covered yet, but I will. There's a whole lot to talk about with U.S. coin design. It's its own topic. And but whenever you talk about the U.S. Mint, you get into it. And one of the things that I've kind of realized is, most coin collectors fall into kind of one of two camps. They just kind of order religiously whatever the U.S. Mint puts out, or they hate the U.S. Mint generally. They want to like the U.S. Mint, but they just kind of rail on everything. It's kind of like if you're a Cleveland Browns fan and like you love your team, but you can just complain the whole time. I don't know why maybe my shirt's brown. Maybe that's why I'm talking about the Cleveland Browns. Also, their quarterback apparently is like my age, and I thought he was retired 10 years ago. And congratulations to them for, I think, making the postseason. All these things. I don't follow football. What are you going to do? So, the U.S. Mint puts out lots of different designs, and a lot of you guys dislike them ardently. And yet, the most common designs, basic, I'm going to use the word basic designs, like the Silver Eagle, coins sell like hotcakes. And I'll be honest with you, there's a whole lot of countries whose silver coin looks a lot better than ours. Let's just keep it real, folks. The Silver Eagle is not the most attractive 1-ounce silver coin in the market. It's not innovative, really. And, but it doesn't matter because people are loyal to it. So you get used to what you get used to. You go to the same restaurants all the time, even though there's hundreds of more or dozens of more in your area, whatever it is. But you always go to the same ones. It's called being human. All right, so we're going to have, also, there's the military. We got the Army medal coming out. I think there's a Navy medal on this list here too. But the silver medals that they've been putting out, these are some of the nicer designs, by the way. Somehow, maybe it's just easier to get a nice design for the military because you're going to put a really cool looking ship on it, or a really nice plane on it, or some type of cool artillery. So it seems like those medals that they're producing are always very popular with, of course, people who are enlisted or retired. And their designs are actually also very popular with people who are not within, amongst the enlisted, some of us civilian folk. When I look at the designs that have come out for the military medals, most of them I think have been really attractive, really well done. All right, in February, you're going to see the Platinum Eagles coming out, this constitutional issue that they've been doing, the freedom of religion, freedom of speech, freedom of the press. They've got the right to assemble coming up. And then most all of these have had some type of a leafy plant design on them. And no different for this year. Of course, price to be determined on those guys, but last year's coin sold for $1,545. Platinum's not too far off. I'm guessing it's still a $1,500 purchase. Kind of interesting issue. You're seeing mintages on those probably under 10,000 per, and so I find that to be kind of a fun little area. Super expensive, $1,500, but also very, very cool items if you can afford it, with I think really, really low mintages. All right, they've got of course the American women's quarters coming out every 3 months or so throughout the year. Then we get to a coin design coming out into February. And remember when I was just saying, like, it's really interesting to me the things that they use and decide to make into a coin. The Greatest Generation Commemorative Coin Series. You're going to have the whole thing. It looks like you're going to have the gold coin, the $50, the $5 gold, the $50, and the dollar. And they don't have the images listed on their website, which I find interesting because you can find images on the internet of what the designs that were accepted look like. And there's a whole lot going on here that gets back to, how do you pick the greatest generation This sounds, of course, like, well, kind of just a marketing ploy, maybe, right? Like, we're going to go ahead and get the greatest generation on there because they're going to buy coins from us. Now, that's cynical, right? A little bit. But also, I mean, maybe they just wanted to show some love to the greatest generation, that concept, that topic, before they're all passed away, right? And but my big concern on this one is like the designs. Like, I don't know, sometimes when they have a write-up, a drawing, they look one way and then in hand another. I'm not so convinced that these are going to come off very well as far as their appeal. Now, I could be wrong. I'd like to be wrong, but some of them looked a little busy, and anytime you make a coin really busy in design, it's not going to be as attractive, generally speaking. So, yeah, coin designs, a whole big thing. I mean, there are entire forums on different places on the internet where people complain about coin designs, what they've chosen, the topics they choose. It's this whole other thing. Moving on, we have, of course, the gold buffaloes, and later in the springtime. Now, at this point, they don't even put dates. They only put dates through February at this point. Springtime, you've got the gold buffaloes. You've got the gold eagles coming out. That'll be the proof coins, of course. More innovation coins coming out. March, springtime, innovation coins, innovation dollars. James Garfield, silver medal, selling the Kennedy half dollars in rolls, because that's how they roll. Proof sets 2024 coming out in the springtime. And of course, it was I think about 5 years ago that the US Mint, I think, really put themselves out of the price point for most people on a lot of that stuff. The US silver proof sets and the proof sets, the price is just like doubled. Even though they were having a hard time selling stuff, I guess they just decided less is more. And of course, we get the proof silver eagles coming out in the middle of the year. And those are going to be priced at $80, it looks like. Once again, coins that used to be $50, now they're $80. But Chester Arthur silver medal. All right, and then this is something we got to talk about a little bit. These are coins that I find attractive, and I have found attractive as the Mint has produced them. Generally speaking, the proof coins look nice. The Unk coins, 2024 Morgan silver dollars. Uncirculated, peace dollars, uncirculated. And then after that, it's like, man, what? Like, I thought this was going to be just like a one and done kind of thing. Of course, I think I've called for the proof on one side, reverse proof on the other side. I've called for the reverse proof. As long as they're going to make them, they may as well have something innovative about these. But they're still making the problem for me is like The problem for me is me. I'm the problem, right? So, but if I look at these coins, I'm like, well, I liked that they did the Morgan dollars and the peace dollars, the 2021 issues. But this is turning into an annual affair, and I think they're just going to track demand. And if demand stays strong, like the Silver Eagle, they're just going to keep making them. But, you know, the U.S. Mint, they've got to make products that that produce, that sell. And if it's selling, it's selling, you know. But far be it for me to stop that. Here's an interesting one, which I have not seen any mock-ups of yet. In the fall of 2024, the 230th anniversary flowing hair gold coin and silver medal designs. So, once again, some of my favorite U.S. minted modern coins, the 2016 reproductions of the Eagles, of the coins that came out in 1916. So your Mercury dime, your Standing Liberty quarter, and your Walking Liberty half dollar. Talk to a coin guy sometime. And so it's pretty natural for the U.S. Mint to go back to the well. These are popular. You take a U.S. coin design and put it on a U.S. coin, but sometimes it feels to me like a little bit too much like, have you watched movies lately? And they just retread old movie concepts out there. And some of them hit, but a lot of them you're like, really? I mean, everything that was built in the 80s is getting rebuilt in the 2020s. And here's the 230th anniversary of the flowing hair dollar. It's probably going to look beautiful, but also they're doing a silver medal. Is it going to look modern? Are they going to make it look older? Like a whole lot of stuff going on there that I'm really curious about. Man, but once again, just retreading stuff. Not that I know any better. Speaking of things that I like that they retreaded, the other coin that comes out in the fall is the Palladium coin, right? one of my favorite designs. It's a beautiful coin. So I'm talking out of both ends of my mouth right now, but you kind of like what you like sometimes, and I just think that they should have a little bit more innovation. But the Palladium coin, couple things to like about the Palladium issues. The price point's probably not the thing to like, because I think those were issued at about $2,500 last year. $2,150. You can buy a 2023 still on their website for $2,150, and at any given time, Palladium's like $1,200 to $1,800 an ounce. It's just like, so they started these in 2017. They had mintages of 15,000 issued. They did a proof. They did an unk. They did a proof. They did a reverse proof. Then they did a burnished, but then they did an unk and a proof and a reverse proof. And so I don't remember this one. It doesn't say what they're doing here. Oh, this one will be the proof coin. The design's lovely. A lot of them have mintages under 10,000 coins. That's the part I was going to get at that I find really interesting long term. Mintages under 10,000, it seems like that's a pretty strong product for the long term. Once again, it's a totally different price point than a lot of people are used to paying. So, you know, if you're trying to keep up with a series, it's pretty expensive. Grover Cleveland Presidential Medals, limited silver proof sets, Mighty Minters ornaments, Morgan Dollar 2024 proof, Morgan and Peace 2 coin set proof in the fall, Peace Dollars proof in the fall. So that's a little bit of a wrap of what they have listed currently. You know, they list through the fall, not into the winter. But I think, generally speaking, what they've done in the past is the winter, as the season progresses, some things get pushed farther back on the timeline. And we'll see what happens. Let me know what US Mint products you guys order. If there's any new products that you're looking forward to, give me an idea of, you know, help me hit the finger on the pulse of what's going on out there in the coin market for US Mint products. I'm Ben the Coin Geek. Thanks so much for watching. You can subscribe by clicking on the owl button in the corner and watch more videos on the right side of the screen. Thanks.